Coming up, we meet a remarkable Taiko Drum troupe in Taichung whose members are mostly disabled. We find out why the quality of life for elderly in the Philippines is below par, despite comprehensive government care programs. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Dennis Wu. Thank you for joining us. In New Taipei City, 30 Tzu Chi volunteers in Xizhi seized the long tomb sweeping day weekend to help a family clean up their filthy home. Thanks to the volunteers' efforts, the disabled homeowner and her son can now live comfortably.
There is a foul smell in the house, as this family has not cleaned their home for years. The house is littered with all kinds of items, and there's grease in the kitchen. The thick grease extends from the range hood to the stove and the sink, so the volunteers must spray the detergent to scrub them clean with all their might. The condition in the bathroom is not any better.
It is very dirty in there with a thick layer of filth, probably 1 centimeter thick.
The filth is thick, so I keep spraying the detergent and scrubbing.
The owner suffers from stroke and dementia, so she can't manage this house well, and her son alone can't keep this big house clean either, so we decided to help them clean their house.
30 volunteers work until they sweat, but they continue to clean up this house. They even scoop up black filth from the gutter in the yard. After the work is over, they repaint the house.
I will scratch this protruding part, then we will repaint to give them a new shining house.
Seeing care recipients in this condition, I deeply feel for them.
The wall has been painted white and the bathroom has become sparkling. Even the once greasy kitchen is now clean. The volunteers spent the holidays to make this house clean again.
Helping seniors live well in retirement has always been an important part of Tzu Chi's missions. To help the elderly in Hualien City's Zhuhe community, especially those living alone, Tzu Chi volunteers have once again returned to help foolproof their home.
The Tzu Chi Foundation is concerned about elders in the community, especially the safety of those who live alone. For this reason, they frequently visit such individuals and help improve their living environment.
Tzu Chi has been caring for our elderly, especially those who have trouble getting around. The first round of repairs is almost finished.
Arriving at Hualien City's Zhuhe community, this 80-year-old grandmother demonstrates to volunteers how she makes her way around the house. The elderly lady leans on a cart to move, being very careful not to fall. After a brief discussion with this woman, volunteers hope to install safety railings in her home.
If the elderly can avoid falling, their quality of life will be better. They can age healthily right at home. It is the Master's hope that we can meet the needs of the community.
Going into communities to learn about the actual living environment many elders face also allows volunteers the chance to spend time with the elderly and show compassion.
In Taichung, there's a special Taiko Drum team whose members are mostly sufferers of spinocerebellar ataxia. Since the team's establishment 7 years ago, 8 team members have passed away due to the disease. Despite this, the team continues to practice hard and regularly performs at charity events.
As Lin Xiuchen and 3 sufferers of spinocerebellar ataxia give their taiko drum performance, Few people know about the sad story behind this unique drum team. Lin's wife suffered from spinocerebellar ataxia for more than 30 years before she passed away. Lin had been by his wife's side throughout this time, selling his properties to pay for her medical expenses while caring for their 2 children. After Mrs. Lin's passing, Lin helped other patients practice taiko drumming as a form of rehab. They also had a chance to perform at charity events.
I saw how there are several disabled family members in wheelchairs at their home. There's only one wheelchair at my home, and I had a hard time caring for my wife. There are 2 or 3 wheelchairs at their home. I truly feel for them.
The prevalence rate of the disease is 1 in every 100,000 people. While a patient's mind is unaffected, they have difficulty coordinating their limbs, which worsens over time.
This type of exercise is relatively safe and can train their balance.
7 years since the establishment of this taiko team, 8 patients have passed away. Therefore, all the members cherish the time they share in practice and continue to live their life to its fullest with drumming.
Learning to play drums have also helped a group of young people regain their confidence. In Guangdu, Taipei, some members of a Tzu Chi youth class have been taking their time to practice drumming in preparation for a performance at a charity organization. Let's take a look.
During the 4-day-long weekend, these secondary school students decided to come here and rehearse drumming instead of going out to have fun.
After I started learning drumming, I have become braver, as I used to be very nervous when I went on stage.
In the past, I would go play basketball or do other types of entertainment.
Learning to play drum takes their time, but also brings them intangible benefits.
He used to be very passive, but after joining the drumming team, he has become very active as they must go out and perform.
We learn to interact with others and care about others.
On April 9th, we will perform at a fair organized by Taipei Happy Mount, so we must rehearse intensively. We usually practice on Saturday mornings.
The volunteers organized the drum team to help these students regain confidence and also learn to love other people.
We often see Tzu Chi volunteers hand out small peace charms or trinkets as gifts, whether during home visitations or carrying out disaster relief. In today's Tzu Chi 50th anniversary series, we learn where these handicrafts come from and why they are given out.
When we used to shop at Dihua Street, as we were inexperienced back then, we didn't know how to explain the color we wanted. Say we wanted the color blue. The shops would say, "What kind of blue? Tzu Chi blue?"
Pattern making, stitching. Thanks to needle and thread, an ordinary piece of blue fabric can be made into different items with the combined efforts of these artisans.
This is for the unity team, this is for the harmony team, and here are the care team and the effort team. Depending on the occasion, we bring different bags.
The harmony bag goes along well with the Qi Pao uniform, while the care bag goes along with the blue and white uniform, with each serving a different function.
When we go on home visitations, we need to carry a lot of A4 size documents or supplies, so we need more carrying capacity, which is why we made a bag like this.
The low-profile design is full of sincere workmanship and heartwarming motivation. It all started back in 2003 when Taiwan was troubled by the SARS outbreak. It was also when the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital was in need of construction fund.
One of our members said she wants to give us some herbs that can ward off SARS, so we put them in recycled fabrics and made them into sachets. At first, we were going to give them out for free, but since we need to build a hospital, people made donations as they received the sachet.
Before anyone realized it, a group of people have come here to volunteer.
这个要收到最小的，也要收之前呢，把这个 这个要先穿进去。我们还一线到底。一线到底，这是第二个还是一线到底？
现在就是来，你把它翻过来，没关系，你就是要从这一条这样开始跟。
The roads that these volunteers are making is filled with love for the planet.
See all these here? We can't give them to shops to sell, so Ms. Chan, our instructor, will try to make the best use of them. We have quite a few to choose from here.
Some factories will have a lot to throw out when they go out of business. As all these threads and strings are still usable, the factories will rather donate them to our workshop. We can then turn these materials into handicrafts for fundraisers or give away as gifts.
By turning them into something that can help raise money makes us very happy.
At the Xindian workshop, all these unwanted strings and beads are given a second chance at life and become even more valuable.
事事知足，事事吉祥。
这个都护持大爱台，都流入功德海的，感恩哦，流入功德海，感恩哦，祝福你哦。
把爱发挥出去就是心。
I think it's wonderful. Every volunteer is serving with their heart. They're admirable.
A small handicraft carries the boundless well wishes of so many people. Whenever Tzu volunteers deliver their love and care, these little trinkets can be seen given out as well.
Take a piece and just slide it through, going up and down. Come up here and go down afterwards. This is just like weaving a straw hat when we were little.
The discarded edges from making red envelopes can be weaved into a cord. By adding some words of blessing, they become charms that pass off warmth.
When making red envelopes, the borders are trimmed off and discarded. So we take these discarded edges that would have otherwise been thrown away and turn them into meaningful gifts.
We must be grateful to our members who have been supporting Tzu Chi's missions all these years, so we make these gifts with gratitude and patience.
When others receive these gifts made by us and are happier because of them, there is such a sense of accomplishment. Their happiness will be forever imprinted in our heart.
The volunteers are always working together to come up with different designs.
This is the peace charm that we give to our members. The characters mean peace because we want them to enjoy peace and joy every year. The charm is made with our love.
今年的，看一下，今年的送给你福，我们是有福的人，对不对？大家都有福，要祝福你吉祥如意。
The shop owner cherishes the blessings delivered by the volunteers and has kept all the peace charms he received.
哦，这个好几代了，这个我舍不得丢掉。
哪一个都是福呢？都是福呢。
每一个，因为这个东西啊，实在是太可贵了，太宝贵了。
永远都平安。 永远都平安，
祝福你，感恩你，好，谢谢谢谢。来，哈，祝福你哈，吉祥如意。
These handicrafts may be small, but they carry deep meaning. The labor of the Tzu Chi Arts and Crafts Workshop has helped the propagation of goodness and compassion to reach more people around the world. After Typhoon Haiyan struck the Philippines in 2013, the Tzu Chi Foundation established a workshop locally to help produce components for Tzu Chi's prefab home units. In addition to quickly providing homes to people in the disaster areas, the factory has also provided employment opportunities to many residents affected by the typhoon.
Whether they're just starting or finishing a day's work, the employees' hearts are full of gratitude here at the Tzu Chi Prefab Home Workshop in Manila Santa Mesa District.
To Master Zheng Yin, we just want to say that we are so thankful for the equipment and materials to provide shelter for those in need. We want to say thanks on behalf of all the typhoon victims in the Visayas Islands, Leyte Province, and Ormoc City that we have helped. We have also been given the ability to build homes for ourselves.
Many employees here are survivors themselves of the recent typhoons. Thanks to the assistance of many people, they have been given a new start and a good work opportunity. Because of this, workers here are very disciplined and extremely grateful to Tzu Ji.
Before Tzu Ji, I often drank and just hung out with friends. But after I came here to work, I gave up my bad habits, and I'm now able to help support my parents' financial needs.
It has really made me so happy working here. We are able to help our fellow countrymen. We have so much gratitude for such an opportunity.
Here you won't find any cigarette butts or liquor bottles. The work culture here is different from many similar factories. Not only are workers here devoted to creating quality building materials for the prefab homes, but they are also working daily to improve themselves.
Though the average life expectancy in the Philippines has greatly improved from 20 years ago, it is still one of the shortest in Asia. Even with so many various free services and medical treatment available to seniors over 60 years old, as stipulated by government policy, there are still many difficulties for seniors in the Philippines. Here's our report.
On a typical weekend in the Philippines, after church services, many people can be found on the street side, singing songs and socializing. This family has spent over $400 to have a karaoke machine in their home.
Since work can be tiring, you need some way to relax a bit. So we have a karaoke. A setup like this is actually very common. Lots of homes have one. It's not really something special.
The temperament of Filipino people is very much like the climate. In the hot days of summer, people are especially friendly and fun-loving. Even in hardship, they will find reasons to smile. In the Philippines, the growing gap between rich and poor is a serious problem. To see this low-income community from above, one cannot see how many people may be crowded into each building. The poor quality of the building materials is also not first apparent. However, upon actually entering these homes, their actual state of poverty becomes abundantly clear. Wandering down these dim and twisting alleys in the suburb of Manila, we pay a visit to a family home where 3 generations are living together. This is Josephine, who is 61 years old and who recently became a grandmother. This small building is home to her family of 10, cramped in an illegally built structure. One of the greatest fears this family faces is that one of them might fall ill.
If someone is sick, we will either go to a hospital to see a doctor or try home remedies, or maybe go to a Chinese medicine clinic because they provide us free medicine.
Besides clinic services, there is another option. Since Josephine is over 60 years old, she qualifies for senior care benefits. Carrying her senior card, it is possible for her to see a doctor, receive medicine, and then bring it home to share with her family.
You just have to go to your community office, show proof of identity, then you can apply for medical benefits, and you'll be able to receive free medicine. Since I'm a senior, they will give me preferential treatment.
Despite the benefits offered to seniors, the Philippines can still be an inhospitable place. According to WHO statistics, the current life expectancy in the Philippines is 68.55 years old. While the number is 10 years higher than it was 20 years ago, relative to other Asian countries, life expectancy is low. In a country with such extreme income inequality, medical resources are not evenly distributed throughout the country. There is an interrelationship between poverty and sickness that often makes life even more difficult for poor families in need of medical care. In May of 2016, the Philippines will hold presidential elections. Regardless of who wins the elections, experts agree that reduction of poverty will be a critical task that will demand the attention of the next administration.
In Thailand, Tzu Chi volunteers hold monthly free clinics on behalf of refugees in the country at the Jinsi Hall in Bangkok. At the most recent free clinic, more than 200 medical personnel and volunteers work together to serve more than 400 patients. Let's join them there.
At the most recent free clinic for the refugees, held by the Tzu Chi Thailand chapter, long waiting lines appear as soon as the clinic starts. The volunteers have therefore arranged a children's waiting area where young people get a chance to serve.
About 5 to 6 of us help teach math and English here.
Inputting the patient's information into the computer, Poom has come to volunteer for the first time. He usually returns to his hometown on holidays, but he said this holiday has become even more enjoyable as he volunteers in Bangkok.
Everyone is like a small gear, whether our task is calling on patients or inputting data. Everyone puts in efforts to complete this mission.
With a large number of patients, the doctors almost do not have time to drink water. They only hope to provide every patient with the needed medical assistance.
As a doctor, I treat all patients equally, whether they are refugees or locals. They should be able to receive medical services equally. Tzu Chi's free clinic has given me the chance to give of myself.
Whether it's us tending to patients' health problems or the volunteers relieving their stress through activities, these are all things that we should do regardless of our status.
Working with one mind, the medical personnel and volunteers carry out different tasks to ensure the success of this free clinic with love.
In Malaysia, Kepong and Panda in DaAi kindergartens recently held medical experience camps to help pass on healthcare knowledge to students and also inspire compassion in their hearts.
Here, a flashlight is used to look for cavities. Malaysia's Kepong DaAi Kindergarten is taking part in the simulated DaAi Health Clinic. These 5 and 6-year-old children are enthusiastically playing the role of doctors and nurses, performing health checks on 4-year-old students. An eye test and check of body weight and temperature are also performed. These children get hands-on experience with instruments and learn more about staying healthy for both themselves and their loved ones. Over in Pandan, India, children from the local DaAi kindergarten were given the chance to make house calls on patients. They got into a toy car and were able to simulate this journey of love.
Through these activities, we can recreate the spirit of Tzu Chi's medical mission, where the patient is the focus. If patients can't come to the hospital, then Tzu Chi's doctor will pay them a visit.
Medical knowledge is not only in books, as this medical experience camp teaches children how to show compassion and plants a seed of goodness in their heart.
In preparation for the upcoming Mother's Day, Taiwan Railway Administration has decided to pick Guanyin Bodhisattva on its round the island rail cars and has asked the renowned Zen painter Hong Qi-song to do the job. We'll check out the new cars at the end of today's program. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.